Front today. We'll take your thoughts and your calls all show long on our phone and text lines driven by WilsonCountyHyundai.com. 615-737-1025, 615-737-1025. Joe Rexrode, what's going on? How we doing?
Doing fine. It's one of those days where it should be a pretty easy show.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be that difficult today. That was quite something that we saw yesterday at Nissan Stadium, and we've got a lot to talk about today, obviously. We will get very hot and heavy into the Ryan Tannehill discussion and the performance from number 17 yesterday against the Houston Texans. The Titans fall 22-13 against a team that was 1-8 coming into the game. There were 5 turnovers in the game. It was raining. It was an all-around slop fest yesterday at Nissan Stadium, and we got a lot to get into on that front. Joe Rexrode, just your initial thoughts on what you unfortunately had to witness yesterday at Nissan Stadium. Talk about 3.5 hours that you'll never get back.
Yeah, this team is one thing that I thought of that I didn't really write, but you always think later, like, gosh, that would have been good to mention. Like when this team wins. Man, it wins. And when it loses, boy, does it lose. Now, there's some profound English.
I know what you mean, though.
But it's like, they get banged for the buck on their losses. Now, granted, they get booed out of their stadium, and as much anticipated opener, granted, against a team that we know now very good. And then you got the Jets and Texans. And then the wins continue. They remain the greatest collection of wins of anybody in the league. It's something else. I will say, though, I know a lot of people want to hear this today, but I have to say, the Texans, 2-2 with Tyrod Taylor as quarterback, they are not close to like the absolute dregs of the NFL with him at quarterback. Without him at quarterback, I think they're probably the worst team in the NFL. So there's going to be a lot of talking. You just lost to a team that hasn't scored a touchdown and all this stuff, and I get it, but that's not the same team as this team. That said, you can't lose this team.
You cannot lose to this team. Look, obviously there's still a lot of season left, and this is not necessarily like the end of the Tennessee Titans like some are going to make it out to be today. But I will say this. There is one thing that I do not want to hear on the text line, on social media, or really from anyone else the rest of the year, and that is the Titans are disrespected. I have no patience for that anymore. You cannot lose to the New York Jets and the Houston Texans in the same season and then complain to me about being disrespected. So let me tell you this. You're not going to find the Tennessee Titans number 1 at the power rankings this week. Probably not again the rest of the season. And I don't want to hear one word about it. You can't lose to the Jets and Texans and claim disrespect to me. I'm just not going to. I'm not doing that.
Where the heck would they be?
They're dropping out of my top 5. I can tell you that.
Yeah. Like you can make the case, that they're still real hot because they have a great record. You can also make a case, again, look at what they are right now and tell me where that team ranks in the NFL. I mean, that to me is – so I agree with you. A thing that we heard a ton yesterday, which no surprise, and I think it's fair and it's all fine. We heard all last week. The whole playing down to the opponent thing. Not getting motivated the opponent, all that stuff. I think that's fine. I'm not saying that there's nothing to that, but I don't think that's the bigger issue. This team is frittering away right before our eyes. And then you throw in Tannehill having his worst game to me, like not even close. His worst game as a Titan. And what is this team right now? They did a great job. You have those two bang plays at L.A. They rallied up and played a dominant game defensively there. But their offense in 3 games that game is bad.
It's not good. It is not good, and it was not. I mean, look, you look at the final stats. I mean, the yardage was better yesterday. They moved the ball, and they did move the ball decently well between the numbers, and then the turnovers started to happen. And even in big moments where you needed to have some big runs against what is again an awful Houston Texans defense, and let's not lose track of that. It's an awful Houston Texans defense that they put up 13 points against yesterday. That was just that was discouraging, and I still don't know what they're going to do at running back. I mean, you had Hilliard coming in out of nowhere yesterday. You had Peterson. You had Deontay Foreman. They just the running game, and I know they did get over 100 yards yesterday, which was I guess good to see. It's just nowhere near the same, and it's going to be a struggle running the ball moving forward.
Yeah, but the thing is, first of all, you're playing catch-up. So you're down 19-0 early in the third, so it kind of changes what you're doing. I think they could be okay there, but pick them back.
Yeah.
I don't think that they're hopeless running the ball. I don't understand what they're doing with the running backs. You go 9-7-7. Yesterday, Peterson 9, 7, Foreman 7. Foreman is having a great series, and all of a sudden Peterson, which would be even if it was Peterson's series, I would have put Foreman in for 4th and 1. But they went Peterson 4th and 1 and get stuffed.
Yep.
And by the way, has a Tannehill sneak on 4th and inches ever not worked for the Titans?
Not that I've seen.
I mean, maybe I'm forgetting something, but I don't think it's ever not worked. So, I don't totally understand. Now, Hilliard's out there a lot yesterday because he's their third down back, right? So some of those carries where they threw in a carry here and there with him, but to me, you got to pick your best player or your best chance and try to get a running back in rhythm.
Let's go back to the text line driven by WilsonCountyHyundai.com, 615-737-1025, 615-737-1025. Tyler from Berry Hill texting in. The most discouraging part of the game is how terrible the offensive line is. Tannehill is under pressure all the time, and there are 0 rush lanes for any running back. And Tannehill can't see linebackers undercutting slant routes. It's terrible. New England is going to absolutely smash this team on Sunday. This coming from Tyler from Berry Hill on the text line. We'll hold on.
I will say, at this point, if you think you know what's going to happen with the Titans on a coming Sunday, I tip my cap to you. I would think so too. But I have no idea. I wouldn't pretend that you have any idea what this team's going to look like Sunday.
Joseph on the text line. Yesterday was the most Titans way to play. SMH. There's a lot of that yesterday. Here we are. This is the second time this year that we've basically – I don't know about you. I'll put myself in this category. I was basically overlooking the Texans last week. I was like, okay. I know the Titans have dropped some bad ones before, but, man, this Texans team is awful. I know they don't have Derrick Henry, but I was looking ahead to New England, which, again, I can do. I don't play for the team.
Right.
And here we are.
It's your fault.
It could be. And here we are for the second time this season, after the Jets game and after the Texans game. You're just left kind of looking around with your hands up in the air like, what is this team? Like, what is going on? I mean, you just had – we've talked about it. Maybe – and it may not even be arguable. It's probably the most impressive 6-game stretch for this franchise in maybe 20 years. Like, it's been a long time since they played this well and has a resume with those kind of wins. And then you follow it up with a loss to the Texans. It's just mind-boggling.
Well, you sandwich it around. Jets and Texans, it's incredible. And to the point, I do agree with the previous texter on pressure. Jonathan Greenard was not there. I mean, that's their pass. That's their only pass rusher. He had 7 sacks. He was out, and still, it wasn't like it was absolute, constant. It wasn't like the Cardinals game or the Jets game, but it's still too much. Still too much pressure. And just not enough good performance up front again. And the interesting thing here is they actually didn't have anybody hurt on the offensive line. Now, of course, they didn't have Nate Davis, so they still haven't had a game with their starters all year. But man, it just wasn't good enough.
Joe from Maryland texting in. Mike Vrabel special. Mike Vrabel special from Joe from Maryland. I think we're going to hear a lot of that today.
Yeah, and again, hey, look, it's fair because they have this incredible tendency to rise up and win games we don't think they're going to win, and then to lose games that we almost dismiss as a possibility. So it's fair. I think the bigger picture is what in the world is this team? I'm looking out there yesterday, and I'm seeing, okay, so their top 3 receivers are Westbrook Keenan, who had a great game, by the way.
Yep.
Des Fitzpatrick, Chester Rogers. That's all he has to throw to. There's no David Long, there's no Bud Dupree, there's no Rashaan Evans, there's no Janoris Jenkins, there's no A.J. Brown. And hey, Marcus Johnson has a hammy, and they just carted Tier Tart off the field, and Naquan Jones' arm is hanging. I mean, some of it is just bad luck. I will say that I've been totally dismissive of the medical. If I'm Indiana Strunk, who was there yesterday for the ceremony, and they did a great job, by the way.
Yep.
I am saying, guys, can I get you, like, do you need more staff members? Do you need better cold tubs, like more supplies, better facilities, better lunch buffet? Like, what can we do here? Because this is incredible.
Well, now now with A.J. Brown, too. I mean, you thought yesterday maybe he broke his hand to start the game, and then he leaves with a chest injury as well. So who knows what his status is going to be moving forward. Marcus Johnson with the hamstring, not great.
Yeah, and chest, and it looked kind of shoulder-ish, but hey, I don't know. I mean, a week ago, Bud Dupree gets out of there and it's abdomen, and then all week it's like, well, day to day, and then he's on IR actually after all that. So it's amazing. This does happen. I mean, everybody's banged up right now this time of year, but I haven't seen an injury season like this from an NFL team before.
This is it's pretty extreme what's going on out there right now with the Tennessee Titans. We're off and running today here on Robby and Rexrode, taking your thoughts all show long via phone calls and text on our phone and text line driven by WilsonCountyHyundai.com, 615-737-1025, 615-737-1025. When we come back, we will get into what was an absolutely abysmal day yesterday for Ryan Tannehill at the quarterback position. All that ahead. This is Robby and Rexrode here on ESPN 102.5 The Game.
It's game day in Smashville. Brought to you by Hermitage Design Center.
Now for Gromlin, right in front to score. Matt Duchene scores again.
The Preds are back home to face off against the Ducks. Pre-game coverage begins at 6 on Smashville's best sports talk.
ESPN
102.5 The Game and the Game Nashville app.
Staples is evolving to Staples Connect, a new world of possible with innovative tools for small business and remote workers and learners. Explore what's new at your local Staples store or staplesconnect.com.
Hey, what's up? It's Chase McCabe, and BetMGM, the king of sportsbooks, welcomes you with the lock of the year. So this is what you need to do. Place a $10 moneyline wager on either New York or Tampa Bay. If either team scores a touchdown, you'll win $200 in free bets, regardless of your bet's outcome. All you have to do is use the bonus code 1025GAME200 when you make your first bet. Enjoy football like never before with BetMGM's live betting options and boosted odds specials at your fingertips all season long. Download the app or go to BetMGM.com. Use that code 1025GAME200 to win $200 in free bets if either New York or Tampa Bay scores a touchdown. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. 21 years of age or older to wager. Tennessee only. New customer offer. All promotions are subject to qualification and eligibility requirements. Rewards issued as non-withdrawable free bet or site credit. Free bets expire 7 days from issuance. For problem gambling support, call the Tennessee Red Line at 800-889-9789.
Middle Tennessee, you can count on an award-winning service team for all your home maintenance and improvement needs. Lee Company, we're A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau and trusted by thousands of homeowners in our community. Our team is ready to assist with all your home maintenance projects, heating and air conditioning, plumbing, electrical, appliance service, and more. Experience the convenience of calling one phone number for all your home maintenance needs. Call Lee Company today at 615-567-1000 or visit leecompany.com.
Serious?
This weekend, when you buy any piece of jewelry at Genesis, you'll get one of the year's coolest holiday gifts absolutely free. And the more you spend, the bigger the free gift. You heard us right. Yeti coolers, Ring security cameras, air fryers, even Apple iPad Air tablets, absolutely free with purchase. Spend just $299 or more on a piece of jewelry, and Genesis gives you an amazing Echo Show device free. Spend $499 and you'll get the Fujifilm Mini Polaroid camera. How about an espresso coffee maker? Free when you spend $999 at Genesis this weekend. So you can get her that beautiful ring or pair of earrings for Christmas and get one of the year's hottest gifts at no additional charge. Treat yourself or your family. How about a Roomba i3 vacuum robot or an old school cool arcade game when you spend at least $1,999 this weekend? Or listen to this. Spend $3,999 on a piece of jewelry and get a 55-inch 4K Samsung Smart TV. Yours free. This Friday through Cyber Monday. It's Genesis Diamonds' best Black Friday event ever. Genesis Diamonds. Green Hills and Cool Springs. Some restrictions apply. See store for details.
Signs First is the official sign company for 102.5 The Game. Go to sfnash.com. There are still lots of good days left to golf, so why not golf like no other at Hermitage Golf Course? Hermitage has been a must-play for 35 years. And have you heard about their frequent player program? For every 4 played rounds in a calendar year, you get your 5th one free. With a newly renovated bar and grill and full-service catering, Hermitage is also the perfect place for your next outing. It's Hermitage Golf Course in Old Hickory, Tennessee, home of the Scottish black-faced sheep and your next golf adventure. On the web at hermitagegolf.com.
If you've missed any of today's show, just search Robby and Rexrode on Apple, Spotify, or your favorite podcast platform.
No huddle for Tennessee. They try to keep it rolling. Tannehill, and it is intercepted. Desmond King with the pick. That's his first interception in 3 years.
A story for everyone, right? But at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. You have to find a way to take care of it and put the ball in the end. Yeah, once we're down there late in the game, especially the last one, just, we needed a score, we needed yards. Had the short route on the outside, but, we needed to move the ball and get more yards than a 5-yard pass. So got a little too aggressive there and tried to make something happen, knowing that we needed 2 scores there with no timeouts late in the game.
That was Titans quarterback Ryan Tannehill after the game yesterday. A 22-13 loss for the Titans against the Houston Texans in a game where Ryan Tannehill finishes with 4 interceptions on the day. Welcome back in, Robby and Rexrode here on ESPN 102.5 The Game, brought to you by Volunteer State Bank. Real people, real solutions right here. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Joe Rexrode, it was a day to forget yesterday for Ryan Tannehill. 35 of 52 on the day for 323 yards. 1 touchdown to Des Fitzpatrick, 4 interceptions as well. There were a couple that looked like they were just absolutely brutal interceptions yesterday. I think you could make the argument that at least 1 to Des Fitzpatrick looked like they were nowhere close to being on the same page. But all in all, as you said, I think probably by far the worst game we've seen Ryan Tannehill play yesterday as starting quarterback for the Titans.
Yeah, I mean, I think the first 2 picks are the ones that are – so the last one, it just basically insult to injury on him. They're down 2 scores. He's trying to push the ball in the field.
Yep.
The next to last one is the one that was the one on the sideline, and that basically ended the game. I mean, that's the killer. You're still at that point. It's 19-13. You got a 3 and out on defense, which, by the way, the defense got 4 in a row? 3 and outs, I think, to make this possible. And then you start at your own 16. You got 6 minutes left. I mean, you still have a chance to go win this game. And then that was the sideline pick that I thought I think it's clear he thought he was in cutting there. That's what it looked like anyway. I mean, no one was going to specify anything after the game on that, but that looked like you're forced to play a rookie receiver, and this is what happens. But the first 2, first of all, early in the game, and I think Jeff Simmons kind of said it yesterday, you're trying to – I got to find the quote. You're trying to make them not want to play the game. They're a bad team. They're playing out the string. I mean, they're in contention with the Lions and a few other teams for the number 1 pick. And now the players in the team don't care about that, and we see that again in the NFL. Those guys badly wanted to win yesterday. They played their guts out. But if you get a team down early, don't give them life, then you could roll. That's what happens in some of these blowouts. And Tannehill, I don't know. I asked him after the game, was there a coverage mix-up or, were you fooled or whatever? He said, no, but, he threw it right to the linebacker.
Yeah.
And so that goes back 82 yards. Incredible play by Dontrell Hilliard, by the way, to save a touchdown. The defense held them to a field goal there, but still, you're about to go up or at least tie it. But, this is before the rain comes, and then you make that mistake. And it's just he's had too many like that. And then the second one, again, it didn't end the game for them. They still, on their next possession, scored a touchdown on the fumble that Ferkser scored. By the way, Anthony Ferkser scored a touchdown.
I was going to ask you, does that count?
Yeah, it's a touchdown.
It is.
So that still makes it 19:30 with 7:47 left. But earlier The previous possession, I don't know what the world he was throwing at the end zone, but it was an ill-advised, unnecessary first down throw into coverage. And maybe Fitzpatrick ran that one wrong too. I don't know. But it just seemed like just an ill-advised play from the start. It wasn't like he was under pressure or anything like that. It was just a bad decision. So those two are the ones that were killers to me. Well, I mean, the third one was a killer. I just think it probably wasn't on him.
It probably wasn't, but even still, when Fitzpatrick's coming out of his break there, he's not open. So, why are you throwing the ball?
Right. Yeah, it's still like, and I'm trying to find what the situation was on that one. So that was, so that's a 3rd and 13. But if you punt to live another day, then fine. Your defense has been getting stops, right? So that's a 3rd and 13. That possession, by the way, and again, this was not a good day for the coaches to me either.
No.
So D'Onta Foreman hadn't been in the game in forever. So they put him in for the first time in forever. And it's like, what do you think they're going to do on first down? Well, okay, he gets annihilated for a loss of 3. By the way, before the pick that Tannehill threw on that play going to Fitzpatrick, he threw one in the middle of the field that 2 guys almost picked. 2 Texans got their hands on it. He was going to Tommy Hudson, in the seam, and it was totally not open. And then, like you said, so I mean, that's a good point. I mean, I think that it was probably a route mix-up, but it was still a forced pass. Of course, you're down a score. It's 3rd and 13. You got to make a play, but that gave them the field goal to ice the game. If you just don't make that play, you do something that's not going to get picked off and give them that field position, you can punt, and you can count on your defense with 4.5 minutes left, 5 minutes left?
Yeah, I mean, it was bad. And, one of the things we talked about last week with Tannehill, because we talked about Tannehill and the interceptions a lot last week. I wasn't willing to say that I was necessarily overly worried about it yet, but one thing I did say was what I worry about without Derrick Henry is Tannehill thinking he's got to do too much. And yesterday to me looked exactly like a quarterback that thought he had to do too much. And if that's going to be his mindset moving forward, that's probably not going to end well for the Titans. He's got to figure out a way to get back to playing within himself, because yesterday we saw, I think, what the limitations to Ryan Tannehill's game is. You can't play that way and expect this offense to be competent and move the ball. It can't happen. Can't have it.
I mean, I think you may be right about that he's trying to do too much, but I don't know that explains the first pick. It's early in the game. You just didn't see someone.
First pick you just didn't see, yeah.
And someone tweeted at me, Chip Cruz tweeted at me, something that I agree with this, and I don't know why it is, but I feel like in the last 2 years, Tannehill has been really good at using his eyes to move people around, like all good quarterbacks have to do, moving safeties around, just looking things off, and I feel like there's a lot more staring down this year. I have no statistical evidence to back that up. That's purely I feel that way.
Yeah.
But a lot of these picks, it looks like it's absolute tunnel vision. And again, we just haven't seen Tannehill, just miss the linebackers that are dropping into coverage like he has this year. So I don't know what the heck that is. Maybe that's part of that too. But the doing too much pick is that's to me the third pick.
Yep.
That's a doing too much pick. You're in a different situation. You still have to be smarter, understand the situation. Your defense is getting stops, all that stuff. Some of the other ones this year have just been wait, what did he think he saw there? And we just haven't seen that. I mean, the dude had 55 touchdowns and 13 picks in the last 2 years.
Yeah.
He has 13 and 12 right now. His career high is 13 interceptions as a rookie. Oh, no, I'm sorry. His second year, he had 17. So, his first years, he had 30 picks in the NFL. Since then, I mean, he's never had more than 12. He's, I would say, certainly going to end up with more than 12, and he may well set a career high this year. And, I mean, this team right now is built on defense. I still think they can run the ball to some extent. You can't turn it over. 5-0 turnover. This is the biggest yard differential win of the season also, by the way. 230-yard difference in total yards, and that team won.
It's Go to our 102.5 The Game phone line, driven by WilsonCountyHyundai.com, and welcome in Wiggins from Nashville, who wants to weigh in. Wiggins, thanks for hanging with us, man. What's going
on? Nothing too much. I just wanted to say that they underestimated the Texans because I had talked to a coworker of mine, and I said the Titans going to lose this weekend. And they said, not against the Texans. I said, look at what the Jets did to them. I said, now look at their record. And I think going forward is that Bill Belichick is going to be looking at these films, and I know Mike Vrabel know about the Patriots, but he used to know about them because now Tom Brady's not there anymore, so now it's going to be a lot of guessing games. But I think they need to get their act together and stop. It's okay to celebrate on winning on the other 5 great teams that you beat, good teams, but you got to realize these other teams that you're not looking at the mirror at are the ones destroying you. So I don't think there'll be a Super Bowl contender this year until they'll get their act together. But, the Titans just have to tighten up and, and do better and stop blaming, one person, just blame them all because they was all out there playing. And that's all I want to say.
Thanks for the call, man. We appreciate you. Yeah, I mean, it's certainly, to his point, I mean, it's mind-boggling. You go out and you beat the teams that you've beaten, and then something like yesterday happens. Like, it's just – and to your point, is it more the playing down to the opponent thing that I know we're going to hear a lot of today that we've already seen a lot on the text line, or is it they are literally disintegrating right in front of us as a football team? Maybe it's a little bit of both. I don't know, but – I mean, the injuries have gotten to be ridiculous. And I'm not making excuses for them yesterday because I don't care what their injury situation looked like yesterday. They still should have won that game and beaten that team. But, man, it's been incredible to watch what we've seen so far.
Well, I mean, they talked. I mean, that's all they talked about. I don't buy that they – now, look, is there a difference in internally just like Sunday Night Football in L.A. and it's like, okay, we're going to show everybody. Yeah, like you can't duplicate that at home on a rainy, dreary day against a terrible 1-8 team, right? But I think that's the lesser issue. And I'll say this, Robby, if you give me that Titans team as it was constructed in the fourth quarter yesterday, okay? So you got Dylan Cole playing inside linebacker. You got Chris Jones playing cornerback. You got the receivers we've talked about. You got Dontrell Hilliard at running back. On a neutral field against that Texans team, I think the Titans are about a 4-point favorite. I swear, like they're not like this is like you take enough players away and you're not good.
Yeah,
I mean, and I know some people will look at that as an excuse, but like I'm sorry, like they don't have most of their good football players right now.
We'll continue the conversation on the Titans. Got more of your thoughts to get to on Ryan Tannehill and the offense on our text line, driven by WilsonCountyHyundai.com, 615-737-1025, 615-737-1025. That's up next. This is Robby and Rexrode here on ESPN 102.5 The Game.
A sloppy afternoon for the Titans ends in a bad loss to the Texans.
We turned the football over too many times, and our offense certainly was its own worst enemy.
We're reacting all day long.
It's just hard to overcome this every week.
On Nashville's best sports talk,
ESPN
102.5 The Game and the Game Nashville app.
Are you having Thanksgiving at your house but have no furniture and have no clue where to go? Well, Social Furniture is here to help you get your home ready for hosting your family's Thanksgiving dinner with their great dining room sets. Social Furniture is locally owned and save up to 70% on all furniture that will have your family begging to stay. They have sofas, sectionals with chase lounge, and recliners that are all push-button, electric, and wall away. They have all colors to choose from, and for your comfort, all of them are plus leather, microfiber, and Chanel's. Let Social Furniture help you celebrate your Thanksgiving with hundreds of furniture to choose from and save up to 70%. There's no waiting, and take home your new holiday furniture today or with their same-day fine furniture delivery. That's right, Social Furniture has same-day delivery with no down payments and no interest. Visit Social Furniture in West Nashville at 5412 Charlotte Avenue. Forget the big box store. Support local. Support social. On the web at mysocialfurniture.com.
Hey, it's Jared from my friends at Edmunds. Thanks to Edmunds for sponsoring the show. Deals on new and used vehicles have been harder to find recently because of car shortages and increased demand. I think you don't want this stress of researching prices and budgeting. If you or your family or friends are in the market, you've got to use my friends at Edmunds. When I use the Edmunds website, it's very easy to find exactly what you're looking for. They have helpful filters so you can search by make, model, color, and you can find dealerships that are close to you and offering home delivery. And these days, you gotta love that. Over 50 years of car shopping advice and price guidance all in one place. Edmunds gives you resources for every part of the process of buying or selling a car. You can get a free online appraisal in under 1 minute with options for a real cash offer from a participating dealership. No personal information required. Car shopping can be stressful, and Edmunds is here to help. Visit Edmunds.com to get your free online appraisal today and start searching for vehicles in your area. That's EDMUNDS.com. For cars, there's Edmunds.
Tune in every Monday at 8 a.m. and Friday at 3:15 to hear News 2's Corey Curtis take on all things Nashville sports, including the week's NFL games. All brought to you by Invigorate Health in Mount Juliet. Look and feel your best with IV therapy, medical weight loss, testosterone, body shaping, and more.
Hey, this is Jared, the owner of MTGRT.com. Are you thinking about that dream home? Are you looking to make a move? It all starts with a strong pre-approval letter from our team here at MTGRT.com. Strong pre-approvals from a trusted name ensure your offers get top billing. Let us help you make your dream home a reality. Text me on my cell today at 615-969-2257 or schedule a time for us to talk online at MTGRT.com.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? So it's about that time for an oil change? We've got what you need. Right now, you can get 5 quarts of Castrol Edge Full Synthetic or Full Synthetic High Mileage and an STP Extended Life oil filter for just $31.99. And you can get it all fast, your way. Just order online with our free same-day store pickup or next-day delivery.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Start your job today at AutoZone.com. Restrictions apply.
Wednesday night.
Pippin all the way down the paint, and he gets it to go.
The Vanderbilt Commodores have a non-conference showdown at Memorial Gym against the Pitt Panthers. Coverage begins at 7:30 on 93.3 Classic Hits and the Classic Hits app.
Hey, this is John Hines, and you're listening to Nashville's best sports talk, ESPN 1025 The Game.
At this point, I know you guys don't want to blame things on injuries, but I mean, the rate of injuries happening in games for you guys is at an alarming amount, especially on offense. I mean, how much does that hurt just in terms of your guys coming in, new guys every single time?
Well, obviously it hurts, you know. You want to have your guys out there that you're used to playing with and you got reps with. But that's where we're at right now in the season. You know, it's been a tough season for us injury-wise, and guys have stepped up and took advantage of some opportunities, and there's some things we still have to work through with that, and you know, hopefully we can get our guys back, and then the guys that are just starting to get reps, so we can get more reps with them.
That was Titans quarterback Ryan Tannehill after the game yesterday, a 22-13 loss for the Titans against the Houston Texans. Welcome back in, Robby and Rexrode, here on ESPN 1025 The Game, streaming live on Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube today and every day. Our video streaming brought to you by the law offices of Amanda Gentry. We are taking your thoughts on the Titans on our phone and text lines, driven by WilsonCountyHyundai.com, 615-737-1025. Let's go to our 1025 The Game phone line and welcome in Corey, who wants to weigh in. Corey, thanks for calling in to Robby and Rexrode.
Good morning, guys. How you doing today?
We're good, man.
Good.
Hey, real quick, I'll just make some quick points, man, about yesterday's game for the Titans. First point, what do we always, what's the golden rule in the NFL? It's any given Sunday. And then the second constant that is in the NFL is, hey, man, let's face it, division games will always be the hardest.
Yep.
Always be the hardest, period. And the third point, man, no matter how much you can coach these guys up, sometimes players do overlook teams, and that's a recipe for disaster versus a division opponent. And yesterday showed that. Excuse me. You mentioned a few moments ago that might have been Tannehill's worst game as a Titan. I would have to agree. That I'm pretty sure that was his worst game. For whatever, and for a multitude of reasons. Like I said, familiarity from the Texans standpoint on how to defend the Titans passing game. This is a team that gets to play them twice a year, you know, and a defense that can be very familiar, even though it's a new coaching staff. They have things on film about, okay, these are some tendencies here. If we force him to do this or force him to make these reads consistently, can he do that without their best play, without one of the MVPs of the NFL? And overlooking the team. I believe the Titans do they play Patriots next?
Yep.
Okay. That's a huge game. That game signifies playoff seeding, especially now. But the Patriots are extremely hot. Look like one of the better teams in the AFC now. I mean, we kind of knew that with their coaching staff. They were going to get some things corrected. And it looked like the Titans were focused on next week. I'm just going to be honest. They did not. They looked like they were going to go through the motions against the Texans. They're 1-8. But the problem with that is they do have a new coaching staff, and they're not just going to tank their first season. So they're going to get those boys ready. They're going to get their guys ready to play. And that's just my points, man. Titans, I think, are going to be okay. They've proven over the year that they're a good team.
Hey, thanks for the call, Corey. We appreciate you. Well, I mean, it's one of the – look, again, you know, some of these – I don't buy into the – you know, hey, they were just looking over the Texans completely. I mean, look, it's getting harder and harder for me to defend the playing down to competition thing because this continues to be a problem for this team. But, you know, it's still difficult for me to believe in a 17-game season – that you're overlooking opponents in this league when you have so much on the line. I mean, you're still fighting for a number one seed.
Yeah, I don't think they were looking to the Patriots team. Yeah, I agree. Like, individual players, do you have the same intensity all week or even on game day for that team that you do for that game that you do for other games? I'm sure not. But man, this group of players has experienced this a ton, and they talk about it all week long. I mean, like, it's hammered into their brains by Vrabel. They talk about it. Byard talks about it. Simmons, I just don't think that was the bigger issue here. I think the issue is that they're not very good right now, and I don't know. I mean, they're not going to be good unless they get guys back and they don't stop having these ridiculous waves of injuries. But also, they need their quarterback to play better. I mean, I think that's the thing that, like, you know, is not affected at all by injury. At least his own performance is not. Maybe the things around him, but you got to be able to count on that guy. He does have to carry this team to some extent at this point.
Let's go back to our text line driven by WilsonCountyHyundai.com, 615-737-1025, 615-737-1025. Got a texture that says, Tannehill is not an NFL quarterback. It's too late to fix this year. You must find a new quarterback next year.
That must be it.
Not an NFL quarterback.
What's he ever done in the NFL?
Brandon from Columbia texting in. We have absolutely no receivers and an awful offensive line. Two of Tannehill's picks are on the receivers. The one to Des Fitzpatrick in a key point in the game. The practice squad level receiver runs the wrong route. It's coming from Brandon in Columbia.
Yeah, again, I think that it looked like a route on the third pick. But again, you know, they just showed the replay up there on NFL Network of that play. And you know, the Texans blitz, Tannehill was taking a hit right then. It's just you don't have to force the ball in there at that point on 3rd and 13 with 5 minutes left, down 6 points. You don't want to give them a free field goal to lose, which is what happened there.
Daniel on the text line. Can we retire, tighten up, maybe change it to loosen up? # hamstrings. Maybe so.
It's amazing.
It really is.
I mean, Marcus Johnson is, you know, he's going for that corner end zone shot to him, and he just grabs the back of his leg. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Yeah. I've never seen anything.
Do they not stretch?
I've never seen anything like this with the hamstrings. I mean, it's borderline unbelievable what we're watching with the hamstring injuries with this team right now. Like, have you ever seen anything like this when it comes to that specific injury?
No, not close. Not close. It's weird because obviously the hamstring, the soft tissue injuries, they're always a part of sports. Always. But it's usually like a couple guys. I mean, like Corey Davis had the 1 year where he had it, like it was nagging him all year. I mean, it's like we're seeing with Julio Jones this year and last year, by the way, with Julio Jones. But it's usually 2-3 people. Like half this roster has had a hamstring injury. I don't. So look, I have no idea. Like, I have no idea what the medical arrangement is. I mean, they're medical people. Like, every team has them. Again, this is not some proprietary thing like the football where everybody's trying to, break their tendencies and stuff. Like, the medical community shares information because nobody wants people to be hurt, So I'm sure that all the questions have been asked, but like, if I'm Amy Adams Strunk, I am definitely asking the question today, what can I do to make things better? What can we do? Because this is